What if everything you thought you knew about our solar system was a lie? What if an object, unlike anything we've ever seen, silently slipped into our cosmic backyard? And what if that object wasn't a rock, but something far more sinister and intelligent? This is the story of Oumuamua, the first interstellar visitor to our solar system. For scientists and investigators, time is running out to figure out what this mysterious object is. They're calling it a cosmic puzzle, a riddle floating through space, and the more they look, the less sense it makes. At first glance, Oumuamua looks like a cosmic cigar, long, thin, and tumbling through the void. The official story is that it's just a comet. But is it? There are some good reasons to believe that's the case. Comets are a mix of rock and ice, like dirty snowballs. They form far out in a solar system, and that makes it easier for them to get flung out into interstellar space. So on the surface, this all makes sense. But if Oumuamua is a comet, it's a comet like no other. We've seen comets that stick together, creating odd rubber duck shapes. Others are rounded and fly alone. But nothing we've seen before has the sleek skyscraper profile of Oumuamua. So how did it get this way? One potential solution, one that sounds almost too convenient, is that its shape was sculpted over millions of interstellar travel. Oumuamua has been out in the space between stars for millions, tens of millions of years. It may have started life as a lumpy comet, but on its long journey, it encountered pockets of dust and tiny abrasive micrometeoroids. As they struck the comet's surface, they sandblasted away the ice and rock. Over millions of years, they whittled away the lumps and bumps until the comet got thinner and thinner, eventually looking like a skyscraper. A convenient explanation, but not one that holds up under scrutiny. The real questions began when astronomers tried to confirm if it was truly a comet. The first thought was that if it was an icy object coming into our solar system, it would start behaving exactly like a comet. As comets get close to the heat of a star, like our Sun, the ices on them flash into gas. This creates an extended cloud of gas and dust, a coma, and a brilliant tail. The same thing should have happened to Oumuamua if it was a comet. We expected to see a coma, a fuzzy tail of gas and dust. But what did we see? Nothing. The image from the Very Large Telescope shows Oumuamua as just a dot. It looks like a point source, no fuzziness at all. This object, the first of its kind, was classified as a comet and then just as quickly declassified. So what is it? It's not a comet, and it's unlikely to be a rocky asteroid because we so rarely see one shaped like a skyscraper. With question marks hanging over the two most likely explanations, some people began to consider an extraordinary third alternative, an alternative that the mainstream media and the scientific establishment would rather you not think about. Is Oumuamua an alien spacecraft? Could Oumuamua be so long and thin because it's actually an alien spacecraft on a mission to explore other worlds? This may sound like an astonishing idea, but there is more evidence that supports this theory than you might think. One thing that was truly suspicious about Oumuamua was its trajectory. This is what gave a little bit of credence to the notion that it was some kind of alien visitation. Oumuamua's trajectory sent it flashing between the orbits of Mars and Earth. Astronomers call this the habitable zone, the one place in our solar system where Oumuamua could encounter intelligent life. Was this a coincidence or a targeted visit? SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, decided to find out. Seth Shostak and his team pointed their powerful Allen radio telescope array at the mysterious visitor. Their plan? To listen in for any radio signals before this visitor vanished from the solar system. Communication is something that all spacecraft have to do. They have to communicate back to the mothership or the home planet. If they were doing that, Seth believed we could have detected some radio signals coming off this thing. Radio waves are the universal language of space, capable of going anywhere in the universe without being blocked. If there's any communication going on out there in the cosmos, radio is going to be part of that communication. Seth's work normally focuses on listening for communications coming from distant stars, but Oumuamua proved too good an opportunity to pass up. He said, if there's only a 1% chance that it was a spacecraft, it's still worth pointing these antennas in that direction and checking it out. So what did they find? Unfortunately, nothing, yet. There was no transmitter broadcasting as Oumuamua slid by us here in the solar system. As Seth put it, if that really is an alien spacecraft, they're in stealth mode. Oumuamua is proving far more mysterious than anyone expected. We've seen a lot of weird stuff in our solar system, but even with all of that, Oumuamua might be the weirdest. 2 weeks after first spotting this strange interstellar visitor, investigators have one final chance to decode its identity. Astronomers around the world rush to try and capture one last clue: Oumuamua's color. Can this finally solve the mystery of what this object is? And more importantly, can Oumuamua reveal anything about where it came from, and clues as to whether life exists in a distant alien solar system? But what if the silence isn't a lack of a signal, but a signal in itself? What if they're not broadcasting, but simply watching? What do you think Oumuamua truly is?